held me back when I tried to move on from your life. So you stole my life for clarity, to hold me back. Now you're here, 'cause I'm mad, show no fear. Wanna let you know just how it felt. Oh no, 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 no. Don't you think we could? There's a way we could be. No, oh no, 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 no. I know the way you look at me, I know it too well. Now I'm bulletproof. You might find you're gone, but I'm flying high. I'm bulletproof. Don't let me touch the ground. You can never bring me down. You can never bring me down. Can never bring me down. 'Cause I'm bulletproof. Yeah, I'm bulletproof. We've been up, we've been down, trying to figure things out. End up losing myself in it. But I'm done being done. Gotta end it all now. I won't ever turn it round again. Oh no, 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 no. Don't you think we could? There's a way we could be. No, oh no, 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 no. I know the way you look at me, I know it too well. Now I'm bulletproof. You might find you're gone, but I'm flying high. I'm bulletproof. Don't let me touch the ground. You can never bring me down. You can never bring me down. Can never bring me down. Cause I'm bulletproof. Cause I'm bulletproof. Cause I'm bulletproof. Yeah, I'm bulletproof. You might find you're gone, but I'm flying high. I'm bulletproof. Don't let me touch the ground. You can never bring me down. You can never bring me down. Can never bring me down. Now I'm bulletproof. You might find you're gone, but I'm flying high. I'm bulletproof. Don't let me touch the ground. You can never bring me down. You can never bring me down. Can never bring me down. 'Cause I'm bulletproof. Yeah, I'm bulletproof. 'Cause I'm bulletproof.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone today? So, first off, I do apologize if the sound is not as great today, or the background noise, because I do have quite a busy street next to me, is a little bit loud. I've actually broken my headset, so yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new one tomorrow. So, unfortunately, it's just me speaking through the computer mic. But let me know how it sounds. If it's too scratchy, then I might try something else. Just let me know in the comment section how you're finding it so far. Can you? Okay, one person saying I can't hear it. Okay, another. Okay, sounds okay. All right, fantastic. Well, I've whipped out Usher today. It's been a long time since we've seen Usher sipping on his drink, but I feel that the occasion called for it today because, holy hell, I really thought that today was going to be a quiet day. I actually didn't even think there'd be a podcast today. And but oh no, the Cambridges decided to come out of the house. I guess in a way I should have expected it, because every single time that Harry and Meghan just smash it and do amazing, they've got to do everything. And they have just thrown everything into the ring today. It's just unbelievable. But we're going to get through it all. Just welcome everyone to the chat. Is Mrs. S in the house today? Has anybody seen Mrs. S? Is she doing okay? Haven't heard from her in a while. Mrs. S, if you're here, please let yourself be known. And make sure to thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, everyone. I do think that we can reach 10,000 before the end of the month. That would be amazing. Oh, and wish me luck because I've got a date tomorrow. Send the prayers, please. No, he seems nice. Let's see who's in the house. See if we've got any new names in the house. Nazuri Malkia. That looks like a new name. Hope you're well too. Dory Wiley. Don't think I've seen your name before. Dawn Robertson Gales. You look new. See who else. JJ. Hello. Opal Jones. Don't think I recognize you. All right. Hello to all the newbies and all of the regulars. Dorothy Weary Willie. Is that your new name for him, Dorothy? Would just pick up the paper after the photo was taken, so he would get into his fancy car and go drive home. Yeah, we're going to get into all of that because I'm speechless at this point because now I'm just like, is it because of the courtiers and the PR people telling them to do this? And if that's the case, why is it that they themselves can't see how ridiculous it looks? But anyway, we're going to get into that. Let me just scroll through your comments. Sherry Ware, I haven't seen Mrs. S in the live chats. Thank you for the good luck. Yeah, if anybody no word from Mrs. S. All right. If anybody has any updates, please do let us know. And Mrs. S, if you hear this, please also do let us know how you are doing. All right. Before we get into the meaty stories, let's get into the smaller ones first. So today, a preliminary issue trial in Harry's libel action against the Associated Newspaper took place today. I don't know what the update on this is or if there's any updates, but as soon as I know, of course, I will tell you. But the details say today the High Court will hear argument in a preliminary issue trial in a libel claim brought by the Duke of Sussex over articles published in the Mail on Sunday and Mail Online. So I don't know what articles these are. It could be the security articles, the ones that were posted by the new Camilla Tominey, I think Jane Manzi was her name, something like that. And so that's what I'm assuming. I'm not sure. There's not really any more details. It could be over something else as well. I mean, they print so many lies. It's difficult to keep up with the court cases these days. But yeah, I guess we'll find out. And I'm going to take a wild guess based on how good Karma has been with her work so far, and say that the Daily Fail are going to lose this case also, and the Sussexes are going to win. So yeah, that's that. On to little Lilibet. So there was an article that came out regarding Lilibet's outfit that she wore in her picture. And the Daily Fail, of course, the mouthpiece for Kensington Palace, reported that, or tried to insinuate that it was a present from Uncle William and Auntie Kate. I don't know who, other than the idiots that read the Daily Fail, would believe that they would send Lilibet a gift. But what was interesting was that they linked the outfit to one of Catherine's favourite children's brand. And that brand did not deny, or sorry, they did not correct that the outfit was wrongly ID'd and that it was not theirs. They very happily took the credit and also, I guess, the money, and so did the Daily Fail from the affiliate links. Now, this article was shared 10,000 times and has probably close to 500 comments as of now, and they didn't correct it. The actual brand is, I think, speaks to the type of brands that Meghan very consciously chooses. So it's a brand that is dedicated to, surprise, surprise, uplifting and empowering women. The brand has existed for over 30 plus years. And so this is the brand that, sorry, I'm struggling to see the name. I think it's Isabel Gorenton. And of course, these are the type of brands that we can expect that Meghan would consciously pick and choose. And I just think it's a shame that they did not get the full credit from the big media outlets, and another brand decided to sit there very silently. And it just so happens that that brand apparently is one of Catherine's favorites. Oh my gosh, the trolls are criticizing that Lily's dress had wrinkles. Jesus Christ. Rahini, who has a date? Moi. I do. JJ, we just let you off and you have a date already. Dating is so much nicer when you're traveling and so much more romantic, I think, also. Gosh, I mean, dating in England, I'll let you use your imagination and try and imagine what that's like. When am I back from my trip? The end of June. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Yes, Judy, I hope Harry makes their lives very uncomfortable. Keep the suing. Yes, Valerie, I think we talked about that yesterday. I think somebody saying that Jennifer Lopez was more beautiful than a baby. How can you compare Jennifer Lopez to a baby and a baby to Jennifer Lopez? Oh, so it is about the security then. All right. Well, they're obviously going to lose then, because Harry ended up getting security, which he deserved. And it just came out yesterday that they were white supremacist groups targeting his family on podcasts. All right, moving on. Yeah, the press were also attempting to weaponize the Queen against her granddaughter. The Mirror, one of the rag mags, saying that the Queen apparently said no chance when asked her permission to have images of her and Lilibet together. I mean, I believe is false. I do believe that we will eventually see pictures of the Queen and Lilibet. But my question is, why is a article like this even necessary? Why are you trying to make it look like a grandmother is at war with her granddaughter? And articles like this and stories like this are not printed unless there isn't an audience for it. And I think this just really shows how deranged some of these people are, that they think that a grandmother is at war with a 1-year-old. A 96-year-old woman is at war with a 1-year-old. And Angela Latrine was out in force again. This article in the Daily Mail was prompted by some of her words that Harry was furious and felt like he's owed an apology after him and Meghan were largely ignored. The whole damn jubbly was about Harry and Meghan. The balcony was where Harry and Meghan was. So this is all part of the distraction and spin, I believe, to distract from this. They're trying to distract from this. So expect more of all of this week. We know that it happens every single time that the Cambridges are in crisis, and they are most certainly in crisis. And so on to Catherine, our girl Katie. Catherine went to a food bank and first and foremost showed up with nothing. And then she showed up pretty much dressed to the nines with the big Diana rock in full view. Now, bearing in mind, it was only, over a week ago that Meghan was in Texas paying her respects to those deceased children. She showed up to a community center, dressed down, dressed respectfully, and brought supplies to the community center and also helped out at the community center. Kate showed up dressed to the nines in designer gear to talk to disadvantaged people, really just for a PR shoot, and didn't bring any food. And of course, we know how the royals feel about giving. This is what they like to give. Do you remember William's famous words?
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's that's more than financial.
Yeah. Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know.
One more time.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's that's more than financial.
Yeah. Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know.
If we can give you... Wait, hang on a sec, guys. Sorry, there is a lot of noise on the street that I'm at. But yeah, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's what they think is giving, their presence to you. Like, I can't even begin to imagine, yes, Sherry, where Angela Levin is a liar. I can't even begin to imagine what it's like to have such a godlike complex that you think giving war refuge, that he was talking to Ukrainian war refugees right there, by the way. He looked them dead in the eye and said, if we can give you a smile here and there. Just like, wow. And also the fact that the whole time that she was at this food bank, she's like grinning and grinning and grinning and grinning. Like, what a girl, what are you smiling about? What are you smiling about? Like, oh my God, look at all the poor people. What is funny? What is funny? I don't even understand this. And all of this is on the backdrop of a cost of living crisis. It's just unbelievable. Somebody explain this to me in the comment section. Like, again, with the smiling. You know, I've had a theory for some time that, yes, Kim Hamilton, only smiles to offer. I've had a theory for some time that there's somebody in Kensington Palace who is trying to destroy Kate, who's trying to sabotage her by advising her to act like this. But then I stopped and I thought, well, this is a woman who just passed 40. Why doesn't she understand how tone deaf all of this looks? Oh God, this is just one of those moments. You know what's coming. Like, literally. What do you even say to this? Mad wisdom. The Queen tried to use state property fund to heat Buckingham Palace. Ministers were asked if money earmarked for schools, hospitals, and low-income families could be used to meet soaring fuel bills. Well, I don't think she tried to use funds. I think she actually did. But thank you for reminding us of that, because that did happen. Yeah, Amy, of course she's smiling. She was smiling like this, even at a Holocaust museum, was it not? Was it the Holocaust Museum or the Holocaust Memorial? She was smiling like this. She was smiling like this. Because the Holocaust is just so funny. Like, you just stand there and grin the whole time. Like, I don't understand this at all. It's like, it doesn't matter how inappropriate the occasion is. She's always smiling. I mean, if there's anywhere that you do not smile, woman, it's at a Holocaust memorial. What is wrong with you? Somebody please just explain this and make it make sense, because like I'm going out of my mind trying to understand this, trying to understand why she acts like this, trying to understand what's going on within the royal household. That nobody knows that it's inappropriate to smile like this at a food bank or at a Holocaust memorial. What? I'm lost for words, y'all. Today is one of those days where I'm just lost for words. Yes, Benjamin, Will is a total elitist. And on to Will, this. So, William was out on the streets, totally incognito, and somebody posted this, anonymous person online posted this. My brother-in-law was in London today and he saw a celebrity, so he took a photo at a distance. The celebrity saw the covert surveillance effort and crossed the road. Yeah, this is so covert. To investigate further, what an honor to have a private moment, yes, so private, with our private king, with our future king, who was humble and working quietly in the background, helping the most needy. These silent gestures often go unrecognized. The finale to this unique occasion was when Prince William asked my brother-in-law if he wanted to buy the big issue, to which he replied, I have no change. At this point, William produced a mobile card machine. You cannot teach that. Priceless, or should I say, princely. All of this looks and sounds so coordinated, including this statement. This does not look spontaneous at all. At all. And I can bet you, if we dug a little bit more into this Matthew Gardner and his so-called brother-in-law, there's probably a connection to William. I mean, he looks like an Aristo city Tory type. Sorry to stereotype, but he does. And I can bet there's probably a connection here. This is no accident that this particular man was chosen. And it's no accident that he just happened to notice that it was Prince William. Like, if you look at William in his hat and what he's wearing, if I walked past him just on the street like that, I probably wouldn't even know it was him. I'll probably be like, oh, that guy looks a little bit like Prince William. But I think I would stop and ask for a picture. And as my royalty account said, the Cambridge's sudden discovery of poor people might have been more effective if they hadn't just spent the weekend waving at a hologram of the Queen riding around in a golden carriage. Indeed. Oh. Yes, Annie, the on-royals have no idea how to read a room. Yes, HH, a smile won't feed anyone. But as far as they're concerned, their godly presence is what feeds people. Oh. Yeah, the Wessexes going to Antigua and gifting the PM with a photograph of themselves. I mean, it's just like, it's one thing after the other. It's like they don't want to just stop and go back to the drawing board or go to anyone that's going to give them any advice. Oh, Joan, you can't explain it to me, but I need someone to explain it, please. I'm losing my mind. Absolutely losing my mind. And Karen N, I want to see a debate between Meghan and Kate, and we all know who would wipe the floor with the other Meghan. Well, we all remember that Heads Together event that they did and how well Meghan spoke. And I feel like it was after that event that they just decided, no, we are never doing an event with Harry and Meghan where Meghan gets to speak ever again, because she was so confident in that event. And that was basically the end of the so-called new Fabulous Four, because it became very obvious that there were only two fabulous people there, Harry and Meghan. Ugh. Ginger Lily, why is her critical thinking? Can she not figure out when it's appropriate to smile and when not to? Yeah, and when it's also not appropriate to show up dressed like London Fashion Week. Please don't show up to a food bank dressed like London Fashion Week. Yeah, the odd smile here and there. And so I did a little bit more digging. Actually, we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, it was pretty much all over the tabloid press. You had someone who parodied the Daily Beast and said Prince William, who has 3 houses, I think it's more than that, and they're not even houses, they're castles, cosplays a homeless man. And this was on the front of the Daily Mail. Will goes incognito. And what's interesting is that the last time William did anything that was related to homelessness, well, there was a couple of weeks ago where he hugged a homeless man, and then the the famous, I'm sorry, I cannot do Baron's voice, but you all that watch Baron's podcast, you know the whole the infamous sleeping rough with a black man. I can't do his voice, I'm sorry. When he slept rough for one night. This was back in 2009, everyone. 2009. And he hasn't done anything impactful for raising awareness for homelessness since, other than a couple of weeks ago where he hugged a homeless man. That's literally what he's done from then until now in relation to helping homeless people. And so it's this lack of consistency that just kind of makes you raise an eyebrow, because why now? I mean, the timing is so suspect. Oh. Lorna, why should you dress like Meghan? I recognize that outfit. Yeah, I was expecting a head to toe white outfit pretty much soon. Fatumata, they need to reprogram Kate, or at least instruct her, so that when she's visiting a food bank, per example, they could tell her no smiley faces today. Repeat until she gets it. Yeah. Oh. And yeah, the reaction from social was pretty much what you would expect. Dr. Shola, who's always coming with the facts. Prince William selling the big issue is a good thing, but calling it humble undercover does cause to tackle homelessness a real disservice. Humanity isn't a prince selling a mag when he has wealth, power, influence to structurally do more. He may be trying to be less out of touch, but it just makes him look more out of touch. Because if anyone has the power, the privilege, and position to do anything about homelessness in this country, it's the future King of England. And it wasn't too long ago that we were hearing about them giving refuge to Ukrainian refugees in their palaces. Now, that wouldn't be a problem if they had done more or were doing more to help British people in general. There has to be a balance. We can help others, but what do you do to help your own? Nothing. Esponet saying, what is the goal? Selling incognito, donate the £20 he earned before he heads off to his private helicopter back to one of his many homes. He could do so much more, highlight the problem. This is just a bit saddest. Look at me being the caring cool guy, all cheap PR. Yasmin asking, I'm genuinely asking who falls for this in 2022? And somebody else responding with British media and its consumers, indeed. And facts and 2 cents, always coming with the facts, are the people who were attacking Duchess Meghan for volunteering and paying respect in Texas going to be attacking Prince William for his obvious PR stunt? And I would add to that, Kate, as well, of street selling. Funny how this secret is in full colour in the British tabloids, the royal family press. Indeed. Oh, Annie, did anyone notice that no one showed up to the Jubilee from Grenfell? Well, I actually wonder, were they even invited? Were they invited? That's the question that I'll be asking. Benjamin, I believe after the Queen dies and it's only Charles and Will in this streamlined model, stories will come out under sources. Please don't think there won't be sulking. The daggers will be out by family. Well, I feel like the daggers came out a while ago. It will just be even worse. It's just going to get even worse. I didn't manage to put it together in the slides today. We'll talk about it maybe tomorrow. But there was a new article that came out talking about the so-called Fabulous 13 now. It's the Fabulous 13 and all of the B-list royals that they're going to pull out to help salvage the monarchy. So we went from the Fab 4 that we realised was only the Fab 2 when Harry and Meghan were still in the fold, and then they left, and then it became the Magnificent Seven, and then I think it was like the Fabulous Eight, and now it's the Mormon Tabernacle Choir of 13. I don't know what's going on, but they can't get it together in these royal palaces. Really. William out here sleeping rough once more. Do you know, I might go back to Baron's old podcast and like record the voice of him saying it so that I can just replay the voice. Oh, oh gosh. Okay, so I did a little bit more research on this so-called big issue, and I had some big issues with the big issue. So this is from the actual Big Issues website on how the vendors actually make their money. And I want you to listen to this because I was just horrified. The COVID-19 pandemic has been devastating for Big Issue sellers. The organization, magazine, website, everything exists to support people who are homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. So they actually explain what they did, really, to help the vendors during the COVID-19 pandemic, because they're obviously out on the streets and there were lockdowns. So they don't actually explain what they did. But anyway, it continues. Or, everything exists to support people who are homeless or at risk of becoming homeless, are long-term unemployed, or are in need of extra cash to avoid falling into debt. In these unpredictable times, we provide an opportunity for people to earn their own income. The Big Issue seller on your local high street isn't earning an hourly wage. So I want you to just note that. These people are out in the streets trying to sell this paper. They're unemployed, at risk of becoming homeless, in debt. They're not given even just a flat minimum wage. They're standing, so it continues. Your Big Issue seller on your local high street isn't earning an hourly wage while they're standing out there in all weathers, the heat and the freezing cold. People who are at risk of becoming homeless or in debt. It continues. They're running their own micro businesses. This is how they try to frame it. They have outgoings and have to turn a profit, just like any other enterprise out there. And again, just like any other workplace, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Vendors buy their magazines from the Big Issue for £1.50 each and sell them to their customers for £3 at a time. So let's just break that down for a sec. These people are at risk of becoming homeless, long-term unemployed, or at risk of falling into debt. They are not given a minimum hourly wage while standing outside cold or hot, depending on the weather. They have to buy the magazines themselves and sell them. So if they don't sell the magazines, they've spent money that I'm presuming, I don't even know if they can get that money back. Like, does that sound like anything to you? That sounds like some pyramid scheme, Mary Kay makeup stuff. We've got to buy the stuff and you've got to sell it. And if you don't sell it, you basically lose the money. And you're talking about a profit of £1.50. How sustainable is that? And how many, everybody do the math. How many magazines do you have to sell for you to make a living? And I'm presuming also, I don't know how it works in terms of like where you're stationed, but if you want to sell a lot of magazines, you probably have to go somewhere where there's a very high foot traffic. So they may even have to travel and spend travel money to go wherever they need to go, where there's a high foot traffic, somewhere deeper into town. And, they're trying to address this up as some kind of social enterprise. This, to me, sounds like exploitation of very vulnerable people. And the fact that they use the term, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Who in the United Kingdom has had more free lunches his entire life than Prince William? Once again, showing the tone deafness by aligning with an organization like this. I don't like this at all. I believe that this is exploitation, and I'm shocked to hear that this type of thing is even going on in the UK. I used to work in a very swanky office in the Highgate area in London, and there was a big issue vendor outside or near our office. And a very old lady, I never saw that lady sell a single issue. Like, we would often just give her money because we just felt sorry for her. And I had no idea that this is how this organization ran. And I think it's very, very shameful. Oh. Grace, this is so depressing already for William. He needs to fire his entire staff. To be honest with you, I don't think that that is going to work at all, because this tone deafness and this selfishness is something that's very deeply ingrained, I think, in who they are. All right, let's get through your comments before we go into the next part, because I spoke for quite a while there. Lips and Lashes. I absolutely love your name, Lips and Lashes. As long as they conspire together to bring Happy, Happy, that's what we're going to call him now, Happy and Meghan down, they will all be getting burned by themselves, indeed. God doesn't like ugly. Ginger, I cannot stand the Daily Beast. Yeah, they are definitely pro-Cambridge. But I think that headline that you saw in the last slide, that was just a joke. Somebody had turned the actual Daily Beast headline and turned it into a joke. Paul Charles, Harry and Meghan fed the needed and homeless in America during the pandemic, and today that's what they are doing. It's done. They are copycats, indeed. But they're doing it in the worst way. They're not even helping. They're just showing up for photos. Benjamin, this is why they wanted Diana gone, and it was only the boys were at a critical time when they could still be molded. They wanted Diana's influence over them out of the way. I remember feeling this way. I think so also, because look at how well Harry was influenced, and look at how, you know, the firm just took over William. William selling big issue papers, not providing shelters, foods, and primary needs for the homeless is absolute nonsense, 100%. And he actually has real power to talk to his Tory friends, but he doesn't. Minna, does anyone in the royal family live at Kensington Palace? Yeah, there are apartments at Kensington Palace. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where Kate and William lived for a while. But yeah, there are apartments there, families and associates. I think Victoria Arbiter actually lived there at one point because her dad Dickie was the Queen's secretary. World Traveller, William would impress me if he actually got a job, indeed. I don't think he could do one though. What could William even do? It's always been very. So you know that he was an ambulance pilot in the RAF, and there's always been how do I say this? Like, it's never really been clear to what extent he actually worked or how much he worked while he was an RAF pilot. So I'm not quite sure what job he would do or he could do. Yeah, Rahini, it literally sounds like an MLM. That's what it sounded like to me. Thank you, everyone, if you're just joining us. Over 800. Thumbs up, please. Denise Jones, oh my goodness, I have to buy that in papers to sell. That's tragic. It is. And for comparison, let's see what Meghan does when she joins with an organization that helps the vulnerable. So as we all know, the Luminary Bakery, that's in London. Luminary is an innovative response to a need we saw for women who have had social and economic disadvantage. We are a social enterprise designed to offer opportunities for women to build a future for themselves. We provide a safe and professional environment where women can grow holistically, encouraging ambition, restoration, and second chances. We use baking as a tool to take women on a journey of employability and entrepreneurship, equipping them with transferable skills for the working world. We offer courses, work experience, and paid employment within our bakery, empowering women to build their career. So that's who Meghan aligns herself with. People who have long-term, sustainable plans for the vulnerable that come to them. And Luminary Bakery helps homeless women, women who have been through DV, assaults, and I believe they actually, I think it's like a 6 to 12 month program. Like it's a very long program that they have. And they also employ these women at their bakery. So this is who Meghan deals with. Not people who are running what's literally just a glorified MLM scheme. Latoya, wait, I thought Prince Charles was going to shrink the active working members of the royals, which is why he cut his son out of the registry. 13 more people, really. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't prepare that slide with that article today, but we'll get to it tomorrow. But apparently so. Now we've got a fantastic 13. Yes, Joe Blogs, they are scraping the barrel to measure up to Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan's down-to-earth approach, and it's failing because they're not down to earth. They think they're godly, and it's backfiring on them so much. Anna, Mary Kay, I would never buy that crap. Allergic. I've never bought Mary Kay. Has anybody bought Mary Kay? Is it actually good? I knew a lot of Mary Kay vendors back in the day. None of them made money. See. Cindy, Harry would never do something like this. He researches and does the work. Exactly. And so does Meghan, I'm sure, also. You would never ever see, I don't think, Harry or Meghan involved with an organization like that. Yeah, lips and lashes, and he has the nerve to come out and exploit them again for his own PR instead of helping them financially. It's a travesty. Sophie Gunner, why are they mocking these poor people? Well, it certainly feels like that, like using them. I mean, if this, if they were aligning with this organization because they thought that they were doing good, why not even donate money from the Royal Foundation? Or rally to do some kind of fundraising, rally to do something. Okay, I'm going to ignore the fact that I think that they are an exploitative organization. If William and Kensington Palace feel that this is an organization that they want to align with, why would they not do something that was a little bit more impactful long term? Is what I'm saying. They can't seem to be able to come up with things that can help organizations and individuals long term, because I don't think that's the goal. The goal is just to elevate themselves. And to the point where on numerous occasions now, Kate Middleton's patronages have been shutting down, including one children's art charity, which lost all 8 of its facilities because it's no longer financially sustainable, because the money isn't coming in. Meanwhile, you've got the Sussex Squad raising over 100,000 K, which is another reason why I think all of this PR nonsense is happening. I think they've seen how much that we do as a fandom independently, and Kate and Williams fans don't do anything like that at all. I mean, George is what? He's 8 years old now. Louis is 4. They don't do. They've never really done anything for the kids, but we come out and show out every single year and do something, and have done something for Archie's birthday and now Lily. And then we also do other things as the year progresses, stuff for Harry and Meghan's birthdays as well. And there seems to be nothing coming from the fans of the Cambridges, because I don't think that the Cambridges inspire that in their fan base at all. And I also remembered while I was going through all of the stories today that back when Meghan was working royal, she had visited a charity that helps sex workers. And she arrived with packages, of course. She didn't arrive empty-handed. And she just wrote some sweet messages on some of the bananas. And there was one of the sex workers who was there, branded her offensive. She said that Meghan should have apparently done more. And yet, so this is how Meghan was treated when she actually arrived with something and just tried to do something sweet. But nobody ever has anything to say to the other royals when they arrive time and time and time again to charities empty-handed. I actually wonder if the particular sex worker that said this, if the Daily Mail actually paid her, because no one else that day said anything, and it just so happens that this was printed in the Daily Mail. So I actually wonder, especially given we know the way the Daily Mail acts, if they paid her to say this, because everybody else insisted that the messages were lovely. But you can see the double standard in how Kate and Meghan are treated once again, over and over again. Fatima, the owner of that bakery not long ago, was touting about how the Duchess visit helped the bakery when it came to good exposure. Yes, and their lottery funding actually was doubled, by the way. Miss September 15, Eugenia is living in Portugal with her husband. If I spot them, I'll say hi. The squad says hi. They'll probably run away from me if I say that. I don't even know where do the wealthy even, I mean, have they said what part of Portugal they're moving to? Because there's some pretty plush areas here in Lisbon, but Portugal actually is not one of the wealthier countries in Europe. I don't know if you all know that. Joe Blogs, the first thing William and Kate needs to do is learn and understand the word sustainable, indeed. Sustainable and impactful and genuine and authentic. Oh, Annie, you were a married co-op for years. You made pretty good money. Oh, good for you. I'm glad to hear that it worked for someone. Miss Cavi, you love Mary Kay. Good. God, I wonder, I'm trying to, do you know what, guys? I can never find the slow-mo button on this. There's meant to be like a slow-mo button where you can slow down the chat. Amy, look at the faces of the women who met her, overjoyed, happy, and thrilled. Yeah, everybody who ever met Meghan is, and I mean, look at her impact, both her and Harry's impact. The Together cookbook, the Smart Works collection sold out, fixing the roof at the Texas Women's Shelter, and this is a woman who you're saying she could have done more. You need to talk to your other Duchess about doing more, because she shows up with nothing. World Traveller, does the royals ever donate money? Okay. From what I have seen, no. I mean, even the Prince's Trust. Do you know that you have to pay a small fee to take part in the Prince's Trust program? Not the Prince's Trust program. The Duke of Edinburgh Award, which is run under the Prince's Trust program. You actually have to pay a fee to participate. You don't pay for the children to do it. All right. Irene, it was reported that Meghan's support for the sex workers organization generated donations for all over the world. I'm sure it did. I'm absolutely sure it did, like everything else. Yeah, what charities have the derangers helped? That's a good question. That's why I honestly feel that a lot of these so-called supporters online for Kate and William aren't actually supporters. I think the majority of them are trolls. Because if they truly had a huge fan base, then we would see them doing a lot of the similar projects that we do, that the Sussex Squad do as a fan base. I just think you have a hell of a lot of trolls who hate Harry and Meghan, and that's all they come here to do. Yeah, poetry's polite. Why go sell poverty mags after millions spent on the Jubilee? Yes, it makes no sense at all. Well, thanks, Vanessa Jones, is super sticker, much appreciated. All right, so let us wrap. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say today, really. We'll just end with your comments and wrap everything up. Thank you, everyone, for coming as usual and supporting. I cannot believe that we are almost at 10,000. Can you believe that? I love this community so much. And let's keep it up. Let's keep pushing back. Poetry, Meghan did more in years she was in the UK than Kate, and that's a fact, 100%. No doubt about that. Legs, I would love to know all the patrons that each member is part of and the frequency which they visit, and how all of these patrons are doing. Charles literally visited a black patron church after 13 years. Yes, that was after the whole comments about Archie Skinkle and the Oprah interview. Well, somebody did actually do a research on whether or not having a royal patron actually helps your charity. And the conclusion was no. And, you know, when you have so many patronages, there's no way that you can give attention to all of them. Dawn, the rich live in the Algarve in Portugal. Thanks for letting me know. I've not actually been to the Algarve. For now, I'm just in Lisbon, and I might go to some of the surrounding areas. Rahini, have a good day, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. We're going for lunch, so I don't think there's anything that can happen over lunch. But thank you for reminding me to behave myself. Yes, hashtag Brazen Hussy Brigade. I think we're going to end it there. Thank you, everyone, so much. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, and I have no doubt that this circus will continue tomorrow, and there'll probably be something for me to talk about tomorrow. So I will see. Wait, hang on a minute. Cinderella, afternoon delight. Excuse me? Excuse me? What afternoon delight are you talking about, girl? What? What type of things do you all get up to when you go on dates in the afternoon? What?
Well, next question. See ya.
Yes, Juanita. Oh my. All right. Bye-bye, y'all. Behave yourselves.
I know I messed it up.